Hi everyone, a very good evening to all of you. My name is Ashna Sisodia and you are watching this video on Unacademy's YouTube channel UPSC Articulate. In this particular video, we are going to discuss science and technology current affair multiple choice questions. This particular session is part of a series which is going to be beneficial for you if you are planning to give paper this year. So this is important for prelims 2023. We are going to solve 5 questions in total in this video, and if you have covered your current affairs part, your section for science and technology in current affairs, then you can solve these questions. All you have to do is when I show you the question, you just have to pause that and first solve the question, and after that I'll be discussing in detail whether the question the option that you have chosen is correct or not. So let's solve our first question of the day. So far we have solved 15 questions from previous month's current affairs for science and technology section. So question number 1 is you have to consider the following statements and you have to choose the statements that are given above, which of them are correct. So the two statements are hemophilia is a genetically inherited rare disease. And statement 2 says that those who are suffering from rare diseases will have financial support provided under the umbrella scheme of Rashtriya Arogya Nidhi. So you have to choose the correct statement. In this case, both the statements are correct. Both of them are correct. Recently, NCPMP raised concern over rare diseases, stating that no patient has benefited from the new policy. So statement 1 is correct. There are 6,000 to 8,000 classified rare diseases, but less than 5% have therapies available to treat them. Like there is LSD, which is lysosomal storage disorders. There is Pompe disease. There is cystic fibrosis. There is muscular dystrophy. And hemophilia is one of them. So yes, hemophilia is a genetically inherited rare disease. This is correct. This is usually an inherited bleeding disorder. It's a bleeding disorder in which the blood does not clot properly. This can lead to spontaneous bleeding as well as bleeding, flowing injuries or, following surgery. So blood contains many proteins called clotting factors that can help to stop bleeding. But in hemophilia, that does not happen properly. So statement 1 is correct. Statement 2 is also correct. Those who are suffering from rare diseases listed under Group 1 will have financial support of up to 20 lakh rupees under the umbrella scheme of Rashtriya Arogya Nidhi. So both the statements are correct. Now let's go ahead and solve our next question. You have to consider the following statements. There are 2 statements given. Which of the statements are correct? First is DNA fingerprinting was first developed in 1984 by Alec Jeffreys. And second statement is Lalji Singh is known as the father of DNA fingerprinting in India. Well, both the statements are correct in this case. DNA fingerprinting was first developed in 1984 by Alec Jeffreys, and when this was done in UK. And no two people could have the same DNA sequence as per this. And UK achieved the world's first conviction based on DNA evidence in case of a rape and murder. But how is DNA fingerprinting done? See, by analyzing selected DNA sequences, a crime laboratory can develop a profile to be used in identifying a suspect. And DNA can be extracted from many sources, like it can be extracted from hair, from bone, from teeth, saliva, and blood. Samples may even be extracted from used clothes, from linen, from combs, or other frequently used items like toothbrush. There is DNA in most cells in the human body. Even a minuscule amount of bodily fluid or tissue can yield useful information. And advanced DNA fingerprinting can make separate prints of various individuals, even from a sample mixture found at the crime scene. And this is of help during gang rape investigations, as each perpetrator can be individually identified. What about DNA fingerprinting in India? Actually, by 1988, it was Lalji Singh, who had been in the UK on a Commonwealth fellowship. He developed DNA fingerprinting for crime investigations at the Center for Cellular and Molecular Biology in Hyderabad. So statement 2 is correct. In first time in India, it was in 1989 when DNA fingerprinting was first used in a case by the Kerala police. So both the statements are correct. Let's go ahead and solve our next question. Next, we have consider the following statement. Anti-smoke guns are devices which release infrared to neutralize smoke during the smoggy days and enhance the visibility. And LiDAR can be used for monitoring pollution. Which of the statements are correct? Well, in this case, B is the correct option because statement 1 is not correct. Anti-smoke guns are devices that spray nebulized water droplets into the air, and this is done through high pressured propellers which help particles to settle down. And according to findings of a study by the CPCB, anti-smoke guns are effective in controlling localized dust during the period of application, and these are most suitable to high dust emission zones, like for example if there is any large construction site which releases particulate matter 2.5 and particulate matter 10. So statement 1 is wrong. Statement 2 is correct. Light detection and ranging is a high-end application of laser-based technology for monitoring pollution, and this technology may be adopted for vertical monitoring at few places to track the transport of pollutants at higher altitudes. Let's go ahead and solve our next question now. With reference to black holes, you have to consider the following statements and you have to choose the correct option. Space telescopes with special tools can help find black holes, and second is stellar. A kind of black hole has mass up to 20 times greater than the mass of the sun. Well, in this case, both the statements are correct. A black hole, recently, there was something in news about the black holes. A black hole, therefore, is a place in space where gravity pulls so much that even light cannot escape. And the gravity is so strong because matter has been squeezed into a tiny space. This can happen when a star is dying. And because no light can get out, they are invisible. So space telescopes with special tools can help find black holes. The gases swirling around actually help in getting their images. Statement 2 is also correct. Black holes can be big or small. So scientists, they think the smallest black holes are as small as just one atom. And these black holes are very tiny, but they have the mass of a large mountain. And another kind of black hole is stellar. The mass of a stellar black hole can be up to 20 times greater than the mass of the sun, and it can fit inside a ball with a diameter of around 10 miles. So the largest black holes are called supermassive, and they have masses that are more than 1 million suns together. Then we have our last question of the day. With reference to Space Tech Innovation Network, you have to consider the following statement and choose the correct option. Statement 1 is correct actually. It is India's first dedicated platform for innovation curation and venture development for the burgeoning space entrepreneurial ecosystem. Statement 2 is not correct. This is a collaboration between ISRO and European Space Agency. No, that's not correct. This was in news recently. Basically, ISRO and Social Alpha. It's not the European Space Agency. It is Social Alpha. They have joined hands to establish Space Tech Innovation Platform. This is focused on lab to market transition and venture development in space industry. What is Social Alpha? Social Alpha is a multi-stage innovation curation and venture development platform for science and technology startups. So this is not the collaboration with European Space Agency. Hence, correct option is A. This is it for this video, guys. Thank you very much. We'll be solving more such questions in the upcoming classes. Bye-bye. Take care.